Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. This is your brother Bob from Bel Maryland. Thank you for joining us in our Heroes Sunday weekly webinar. It's a pleasure of having you, as always. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time to join us. Today, we have some esteemed guests. We have Brother Mike Ellis. We have Madi Degamo. We have Engineer Mike. We have Ms. Gina Liva, Ivy Mix. Today, we're just going to speak our minds, as always, react to our founder who came out on Thursday on ONPASSIVE 360. Just encourage each other, show some love, and in anticipation of what is to come. So for me, my take was very, very warm. Well, I was not. Thank you, Brother Madi, for inviting me to the panel, but of course, as you know, I was interested. I was in the air, so I could not really join to give my own contribution. But it was very exciting what I heard.
Bob, are you recording? Are you recording?
It's live streaming already, isn't it?
Thank you.
I see the live stream. Yeah.
It's
streaming.
It's streaming, so you don't need to record. I don't think.
Okay, I'm going to mute myself now.
Okay, no worries. Thank you. Yes, so Brother Madi, I was saying I was thanking you, appreciating you for inviting me to the panel. Thank Mr. Ash as well, but as you know, I was in transit, so I barely tried to log in when the plane took off. So, but I came back and I listened to the webinar, to the meeting. It was quite interesting. I was moved by a few things that Mr. Ash said, which I want to share. That's my own reaction that I'm going to give here. Then I'm going to open the floor and, just call us at random for everyone to make their contribution. And then we just encourage each other, we inspire, we ignite whatever comes to your mind as we anticipate what is to come. I was very intrigued with the way Mr. Ash opened. First of all, he looked upbeat. The way he opened up, he said, the tougher the battle. This is to me, I took it as a statement of confidence, a statement of assurance, a statement of, he says, the tougher the battle, the sweeter the victory. So whatever is happening, whatever is going on, he knows that there's victory is to come. That's what I got. So if there's anything, let us all have confidence that whatever minor obstacles that we have, he's facing right now, he's assuring us that victory is to come. If you are telling us that the tougher the battle, the sweeter the victory, and he confirms it. He says that we are going through some turbulence. That's what he had told us that 2-3 weeks ago. But he also thought that we had overcome this turbulence. But he confirmed with us that there are still some issues that are being worked through. He said he was wrong, that we have even more bigger challenges. But if you go back to his opening statement, the tougher the battle, the sweeter the victory. So we should know that whatever is going on, we are fine. It's been worked on by experts that have been assembled together to make sure he delivers his promises to us and to the world. He also said, by virtue of the fact that we are having these challenges, and even maybe from some outside forces, you remember that ONPASSIVE is huge, it's massive. The more these challenges we are seeing, it tells us that even though we have not come into the marketplace, we are not well known yet, but maybe the few forces, the few people within that know of us who are trying to throw these wrenches along the way for us, it tells us that whatever ONPASSIVE is, whatever services, whatever our concept is, it is worthwhile. It is worthwhile for us to stick together. It's worthwhile for us to fight. And he says that he's going to fight and fight and fight for us. And the key thing, why we are seeing all these obstacles, he tells us clearly that it's because of greed. It's because of money. It's evil. It's because of greed. And when you look at what ONPASSIVE is bringing into the world, If you look at that, our business model that my brother Collins has eloquently explained to us several times. If you look at that business model or that concept where we are saying that with ONPASSIVE, with this new technology that is coming, just imagine what is going on behind the mindset of the founder, the person who is driving this ship. Is a concept where you come in, you pay less, you get more. You do less, you earn more, so that you can help uplift humanity. That is the foundational basis of ONPASSIVE. So what does that tell us? To me, when the first time I ever heard Mr. Ashfofara make this statement, I think if my brother Collins will remember, and even Comfort is not here, I looked at it, I said, that means that's a new economic system. It's a new approach, you know? So what happens? What do we think about the benefactors? Those who are the benefactors of the current system, how it is when we talk about the corruption and all that, those who are the benefactors, do you think they'll go away without a fight? No. So the concept, if you remember vividly, initially when Mr. Ash, when they opened the office in Hyderabad, there was a video. I think that video was about 8 minutes, 16 seconds, something like that, where he laid out exactly his vision and his mission, where he said, the opening of it is there's a narrator that is speaking, but you can tell clearly that that is Ashfofara's, those are Ashfofara's words. Equal opportunity for all. Bridging the gap between big and small. That's always the man's mindset. Equal opportunity for all, building the bridge between big and small. That every business today needs artificial intelligence, and that he's going to build tomorrow's technology today. And he's coming into the market with this mindset that you're going to pay less, you earn more, you do less, and you get more so that you can help mankind. That is a central theme. And that is what the fight is all about behind the scenes, because you come in with that ideology, you come in with the concept of value, giving you more value than what you pay for. Every IT company, every company that we know of that is out there, they come in, they give you bits and pieces, small functionality, they charge you more. They're doing the reverse. That's what is happening in the industry currently. They do the reverse. They come in, they give you a little functionality, they charge you more. They add a little bit, they charge you more. They add a little bit, they charge you more. But Ashfofara does it in the reverse, you know. And then he also gives us a few advices, you know. Don't worry about what other people's impression of you is. It's their impression. You believe in yourself. We believe in us. You know, we believe in Ashfofara. So for me, I don't hear anything else out there, anything from anybody else. I don't know. I don't know. He's the one that I'm following. I'm following Ashfofara. And he has been very consistent in the past few weeks. He's been coming out to us. In the past, you realize in the past 4 or 5 360, he's coming out to us, see us, talk to us, react to us. That is where I'm getting my info. All of us to do the same. Whatever chatters people are writing online and all that stuff is because they don't know. They are not in the kitchen. We are here. We listen to him. He speaks to us. He comes and talks to us directly. If there are challenges, yes, there are challenges. There are always challenges. And let us remember that a few weeks ago, Mr. Ash told us that I'm taking back control. When you take back control, you step back, you look at it, you do what we call process mining. You know, process mining. You go back, look at the data, you make decisions now based on the data that we have. You see? And then you make changes enterprise-wide. Your business processes, your workflows, all those things. You come back now, he's examining them with a microscope, and he's making the changes, and it's for the good of us. If you remember, Ashfofara's idea is to give us as much as possible, as much as legally possible. So for me, for him to take control, I probably and I agree and I love it. So we should just relax, stay focused, and let our founder, Mr. Ash, do what he does best. Remember, he's in control of everything. The only thing that he doesn't have control of is time. So, and in this business, in the IT industry, sometimes you take one step ahead, bottlenecks, you might have to come back again, fix it, go back. So those are the kinds of things that are happening, and we're just working behind the scenes to make sure once he started off again, everything we're just flying. We're just flying and flying and flying. So I'll end by just saying that, which, like Colin said last week, we should just have patience. We should believe. We have trust and hope. Unpassive is the hope that we all dreaming of. We all want. And each time Mr. Ash comes out, if you remember, he always gives us that hope. Hope. That thing inside you that insists that there's something better that awaits us. If we are willing to be patient, if we are willing to trust, if we are willing to have hope and belief, that is what we are all asking for. I'm asking of all of us to just relax, and remember your attitude too while you're waiting matters, good thinking, good thoughts. It goes around, comes back to Mr. Ash, pray for him, his family, his wife and children. It says that we're going to have a journey of a lifetime. And let me just end by this quote something that he said, tough time reveals true character. We are made of gold. That's what Mr. Ash Bufara says. The best come back and turn around to make history. So we are at the verge of him giving us that best turnaround that is going to make history instantly. I will have fun, or we will have fun in the coming days and weeks. That's what Mr. Ash says. So please, let us stay positive. Stay positive. We are fine. We are fine. Let's just stay focused. I'll send it back. Thank you.
Okay. Seem like comfort. Thank you, Uncle Bob. Thank you for this great opening statement. And we have to go. I think after this great statement, somebody else that can help us and make us understand it very well what happened last week. We have our brother Mark Ellis in the house. He always there and he's enlightening us every time he comes up. So Mark Ellis, over to you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, no thanks. Go ahead, Bob. You got something to say?
Yes, no, I was supposed to just continue and call you. That's fine. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, that's okay. That's okay. I know you don't think about me, but that's all right. Bob, what Bob said, it doesn't need anything else. He was 100% correct. What he said was just spot on. I don't need to talk about what Ash talked about last week. Bob did a really, really good job of doing that. But when I come on these things, I want to bring value, and I want to get people to the place where they understand they can get to the place they want to be quicker than they think. And what I'd like to do today, if it's okay, and I don't think this will take too long, but I want to talk about a couple little stories and the concepts behind those stories, and it'll give you an idea of how you get to that place quicker than you want to get there, as quick as you want to get there. And the first story, it's a personal story, and when I was a young man, there was this particular young woman, and she was absolutely stunning. I mean, she absolutely beautiful, always smiling, very sharp, very funny. And I wanted to go out with this young lady. Now, to start with, you have to understand that I thought she was way out of my league. And I didn't think there was any way she would say yes. But I did get the nerve up to ask her out. And I asked her out, and to my amazement, she said yes. And of course, after she said yes, I started sweating immediately. I had no clue what I was going to do, where I was going to take her, what was going to happen, what she was expecting. And as I showed up for the date, it really wasn't me showing up to go out with her. It was somebody I had made up in my mind that I thought she wanted to see. And as the date started, it was horrific. It was absolutely terrible. I just blew the thing up. And I know she was thinking, what did I get myself into? And as I started to take her home, I didn't look at her. I didn't talk to her. When I got her home, I didn't get out of the car. I didn't open up the door. I didn't walk her to her door. That's how bad it was. And as she got out of the car, she turned to me and she said, "Mike, you just have to have a little bit more confidence." And of course, that was devastating. And all the way home, that went over and over and over in my mind. And I decided then and there, I would never try and be someone I wasn't. And I would always try to be better. And obviously, when you hear this story, you think, okay, well, the second date, we had a great time, got to know each other. After a while, we got married, had a couple of kids, lived happily ever after. But that's not real life. I never saw that young lady again. I never talked to her again. But I'll always be grateful, even today, for what she did for me. She cared enough about me to tell me the truth and tell me, you just need a little bit more confidence. And that was so pertinent for me then, and is still pertinent for me now. And the phrase comes to mind, nothing changes if nothing changes. And people think about that and they go, well, I don't really know what that means. You know, if you're not changing, you're either going forward or you're going back. And if you don't change for the better, you're going to continue to go back, and your life is going to get into a mire that you can't get out of. Change is so important. And I know when I talk about change to people, a lot of times it's a really, really frightening thing. And I understand that because I've gone through those cycles in my life over and over and over again. When you do something new, it can be very, very frightening. And all of this goes back to unpassive. Nothing changes if nothing changes. You have to change. You have to do the work. And I want to tell another short little story that really illustrates all of this. And it is really something all of us can do in our own way, not in the same way, but in our own way. And I want to talk about an individual that everybody in Unpassive knows. You know this individual. And if I get it wrong, I apologize now. But I want to talk about Chris Johnson. Okay. And most people know the story of Chris Johnson. And Chris is a mule. He is a working mule. And he went to work for Ford for really, there it is. He went to work for Ford for a couple of reasons. One, he needed to make income for him, his family, his kids, that kind of thing. And he continued to work for Ford for those reasons. And I think as he looks back at working on Ford, yes, there was tremendous value there because it took care of his life. It took care of the things he needed in his life. The people that he cared about, they weren't in want. They weren't in need. But like most people, Chris got to the end of his career and he retired. And he had a pretty good little pension. And his thought was that, okay, I'm retired. I'll go ahead and do the things I want to do now. I can do it anytime I want. And life will be really, really good. And I think what he found, and this is what I've experienced in my life with other people, you retire, you start to do the things you want to do, and you all of a sudden you find out that they really aren't that important and they don't bring any value or purpose to your life. And you're sitting there, you can do the things you want to do, but they're really not that enjoyable anymore. And I think Chris got to that point where he thought, well, you know, my retirement's okay, but I think I want to supplement it a little bit. And he started looking around and he found Unpassive, like a lot of us. And he came into Unpassive, and initially he heard the vision of Mr. Mufar, and he said, yeah, that's pretty good. I think I can do this. I'm not a marketer, but I think I can come in and actually generate some income because of what Mr. Mufar has done. And then Chris started to listen to Mr. Mufar, and all of these different things started coming in. And, you know, I don't know what Chris dreams about at night when things are dark and he's alone. I don't know what you dream about at night when it's midnight, dark, and you're with your own thoughts. But all of us have our dreams, our aspirations, the things we want to do. And as morning comes, the last thing we say, whatever we're thinking about, we go, well, that was silly. I can't do that. That will never be a reality. And I think Chris had those same dreams we all had, but he listened to Mr. Mufara. He started to understand the vision of ONPASSIVE, and it's so much more than just a business or money. And he started to understand that ONPASSIVE is a stepping stone to what I want to do. And he said to himself, I think I'll engage. And this is kind of funny when I think about it, because we all go through this when we start to go through changes. I know initially when Chris came on and started to do the things he does, especially live, he was terrified, absolutely terrified. But he understood if you don't go through the change, nothing is going to change. It's going to stay the same and probably regress. And he was willing to do the things he needed to do. And today, Chris is very, very good at what he does. And he doesn't do what everybody else does. We all do different things. What Chris does, he's the best at what he does. And I got a question from an individual the other day that listens to Chris and likes Chris. He said, does Chris really know what he's talking about? And I looked at him and I said, listen, Chris has his own style, but I'll tell you flat out, Chris knows ONPASSIVE inside and out, period. Nothing changes if nothing changes. And change has to be an integral part of who you are. When we look at ONPASSIVE and we come into ONPASSIVE and it's all about the money, initially, that's what it is. People want to come in, they want to wait to develop an income, a residual income, make money online. And that is going to happen with ONPASSIVE. If you listen to Bob, ONPASSIVE is golden. There are no worries. You don't have to worry about anything. And ONPASSIVE will come in and they will do the things they need to do. And they will give you a stepping stone, not only to develop an income, but to start to realize that the dreams that you have, they can become a reality if you're willing to do the things you need to do to make them that reality. And it's not about making massive steps. You don't have to take a giant step and all of a sudden become someone you're not. It's small steps, as Chris did. They're small steps, little by little, little by little. And all of a sudden, those small steps is a giant leap, and you become someone that you didn't think you could be. And that is ONPASSIVE. So ONPASSIVE, it's not just about the money. It's about you being the person you want to be, you being able to envision the dreams that you dream coming into reality. And yes, the money is in part of it. Yes, the money will give you freedom and liberty, but you need to go beyond that. I get a kick out of people. I read a book a while back. It's the Peter Principle. And the book was basically everybody reaches their level of incompetency. In other words, you get into a job, you do as well as you can, and you get to that level where you're incompetent. And I read that and I said, that's a bunch of crap. You get to that point where you've done all you can do at that position. But because you've done the work, now you can move on to another position that's maybe better suited for you. Maybe it was your purpose all along. So developing yourself is really, really important. And I'm going to tell you, people ask me all the time, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I'm going to tell you that in a little bit, but I want to hit ONPASSIVE just very, very quickly. People have talked about ONPASSIVE as ONPASSIVE being stagnant. Okay? Nothing's happening. ONPASSIVE is dead. It's not coming back, blah, 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 all that stuff. And I look at them, I don't say anything anymore. I just move on. But when they say that, they don't understand what's happening right before their eyes. And half a change is understanding what's happening right in front of you. ONPASSIVE has never been stagnant. ONPASSIVE is soaring right now, and they are reaching higher and higher and higher heights. And as we think about unpassive, Mr. Mufara is getting them in a position where they can come on and say, it is on, go. And when that happens, it is going to be an explosion. So when you think about unpassive, if you think unpassive is stagnant and you're going to sit back and you're going to do nothing, you're just going to wait and see, you're going to be left behind. This is a time where you can change. You can start to make those little changes that each and every one of us need to make. And I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. It's all about body, soul, and spirit. I think that's it. It really is changing everything about you in little ways. And when you start to do that, everything else in your life starts to change. And I'll give you a couple examples, maybe not examples, but what you can do, what you should do. Most of us wake up in the morning and we go to work. If it's Monday morning, we don't want to get out of bed. Most of us don't like our job. We don't want to go to our job. We get a little depressed on Monday because we're so far from the weekend. We just don't want to do what we're doing. Here's what I would recommend. When you get up Monday, get up with the attitude that you're going to go to work and you're going to be the best you can be at whatever you're doing. And I don't care what it is. You could be sweeping floors, you could be digging ditches, you could be an orthopedic surgeon. You go there with the mindset that I'm going to be as good as I can be. I'm going to be so good that I will become indispensable. And it's not that I want you to stay at that job forever, but what happens, you get self-confidence, you get discipline, you start to understand what you can do and how much better you can be. And as unpassive launches to the world, you come into unpassive with that confidence. So the first thing everybody can do, and I gave a kind of a list of things that I'm doing over the next 90 days. I made up a 90-day program that I go through. It's kind of intricate, but you don't need to do that. Get up, do the best you can do at whatever you're doing, and be better than anybody else. And then become indispensable. When you do that and unpassive comes out, you're going to have the discipline to be able to do the things that you need to do. And by the way, we're going to tell you what you need to do. It's not like you have to figure this stuff out. We're going to tell you what you need to do, but to do those things to get to that place you want to get to quicker. That's a really, really good thing. The next thing that I want everybody to do while we're soaring with unpassive, and we are soaring, by the way, guys, we're soaring with unpassive. Whether it's a month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever it is, I don't know what it is. Mr. Mufara has not shared that with us. I want you to get up and I want you to read. Okay? Pretty simple thing to do. I want you to read, but I don't want you to read fiction. I want you to read nonfiction. I want you to read about real life. I want you to read about you. I want you to read things that will change you in a better way. And if you can't read, learn how to read. And if you don't read well, learn how to read. And I know a lot of people, when I say that, they say, well, you know, Mike, that's kind of insensitive to insult people. They can't read. Well, it's not. And I'll tell you why. I didn't learn how to read until I was a sophomore in high school. Okay? That's a long time not knowing how to read. And the only reason I learned how to read, you can't keep secrets, period. And it got out. Mike Ellis can't read. And they laughed at me. That doesn't go over with me. I don't like that. So I learned how to read, and I learned how to read really, really quick. And I've never stopped reading. You should read every day. And I don't read because I can. I read because there are really, really smart people out there with tremendous knowledge and great wisdom, and they want to give it to me. Imagine that. Someone writing a book, he wanted to give you, or she wanted to give you, the wisdom that you've been looking for. That's what I want you to read. Nothing changes if it doesn't change. The change has to come within you. Unpassive is going to do the things we talk about to you, but the money is not going to be enough. I can tell you that flat out. Find out what your passion is. Find out where you want to go. Understand your dreams. Understand that they can become a reality. And unpassive is just a stepping stone to get you to that place, because unpassive has everything. Unpassive has everything to bring your dreams into a reality. And if you don't understand that, we're going to tell you how that happens. I mean, we've talked about it for 5 years. If you still don't understand it, that's okay. We're going to tell you how that works. And then we're going to tell you, as Unpassive launches to the world, what you can do to cut those time frames to get to that place where your dreams can start becoming a reality. This was probably way off topic. I don't know if this is where you guys wanted to go, but it's what I've been thinking about over the last week and a half. Change is essential. And if you're not moving forward, you're moving back. You want to move forward. Unpassive gives you that ability. And with all these wonderful people on this panel, all of them are moving forward. They can give you a leg up. They can help you get to where you want to go. And when you start to change and you start to see those changes in your life, as Chris Johnson did. And Chris Johnson today is a superstar. He's known by people all over the world, hundreds of thousands of people. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought? And there's no other company in the world that he could have done that with except Unpassive, period. And that opportunity is the same for each and every one of us. Become a superstar, become a world beater, become the person you were made to be. That's it, Bob. I could keep going on, but that's probably enough. Or Marcienne.
Yes, Mike. No, it's me. Thank you, Mike. I'm the
Okay.
actual moderator. I spoke and I just mixed myself up. Thank you so much, Mike. Let's see. You told us to have confidence. You talked about confidence, which is true. We should all have confidence. You did. You were inspired by this wonderful young lady when you were a young guy who you wanted to, she told you to have confidence.
I was embarrassed by this young lady.
You were embarrassed by the young lady, and so we should all have confidence because it's in the mind, everything is in the mind. And then you talked about unpassive is not stagnant. It has never been stagnant. That's true. That even though we don't see what is happening, so many things are happening behind the scenes, So we should not think that because the OAS is down, that's it. No, a lot is happening behind the scenes. You asked us to have a plan. You have a plan. Yes, we should read and stuff like that. Read things, read books, read ideas, information, things that are coming up, especially about unpassive, those who have information to share and that they write out there. That's true. Those are some of the things that we should keep doing now while waiting. But part of today we are trying to, thank you so much, Mike. We are trying to just also let everyone know that today we want to examine the journey. Unpassive is actually a journey. It's a journey that the world will never see again. This is a journey of a lifetime. We are all going through a journey, and it's in stages. Remember, we started. We're in a system. Some people, some came started this journey with just an audio that they listened from Mr. Ash. Others came in and they saw another system called Go Founders before it became O Founders. Then we got to the OES. And we've been riding this wave with Mr. Ash. He's been at the helm. So it's a journey. So that is the context I would like for us to talk today, moving forward. Give us, how you see it as this journey that is never ending. Because even when the apples fall and everything fall into place, the journey continues. It's a lifetime journey that we hand over to our next generations. So I'm going to call on my brother Collins. Collins, I hope you can hear me. To come on down and put it for us in that perspective. Unpassive as a journey. It takes time. It's a journey, and we might have some ups and downs, but at the end of the day, we're going to have what we are looking for. That thing that we've all been looking for, that hope that we've all had, is going to come to fruition.
Thank you, Bob. I just want to thank all the panelists. If you are in here, it means you're supposed to be here. And those who are watching as well, you are here, it means you're supposed to be here. You have to be fully in or you are fully out. This is the time. we're not begging anyone to be in. Mr. Ash will not beg anyone to be in. And that's why I've stopped really telling anyone to be unpassive. We are all adults. We know what we want. If you don't see it, it's up to you. You'll be left behind. The journey is a very sweet thing. I think last time, Friday night, we talked about this. It's something that if you miss, you've missed everything on passive. We talk about money, yes, sometimes we are frustrated, but let your frustration don't drive you into unpassive. Mr. Ashford is building the company, but he has never tell any of us to stop doing what we are doing. We need to still put food on our table. Mike Ellis is here still working. Bali Digamo, everybody, those who are here, they never tell us to stop. He said, continue doing what you are doing. The only thing you need is wait. Wait doesn't consume anything. Just waiting doesn't consume. It doesn't stop you to live your life. You know, you need to continue because the burden now is on Mr. Ash. He is the, you know, last night, Bob, we had this discussion. And I said, if we want to put everything in perspective, who is the biggest loser today, God forbid, on passing work, is Mr. Ash. His time, his money. Because you're talking about 6 years or 7 years from the day he, you know, the concept of passive came into his mind to build it. He invested his time building this company. He never looked at anything else. But thank God that we even have our job. People are working, they are doing stuff. The only thing we are doing is waiting. But he is investing his time. So when I look at my journey, and today I was reading something about Amazon, and I want to bring this to light. How many times Amazon failed? Do we know if Amazon, we are talking about Amazon. Do you really know Amazon changed the name from something else to Amazon? What was the name? A lot of people will not even remember the first name. I know the first name. It was Cadabra. Go and look at it. The name was Cadabra. In what? In 1994. That was the name of Amazon. Why did he rebrand the name? Because he knows that that name will not be appealing. It takes time for you to sit after 1 year to rebrand yourself. And then when he rebranded himself, what happened? He looked at a lot of stuff, IT stuff, hardware, software, you know, chips and everything, books. Analyze it. He said, which one will give the greatest return of investment? He said, I will go for second-hand books because he knows that at that time, statistically and data analysts, they look at it. They said, if you go and sell books because of the high level of literature, people are yearning for education. If you don't do that, you go for digital or software, forget it. You will not make any money. He decided to build an online study, an online application for what? To sell second-hand books. And what happened? That platform killed Barnes and Nobles. How many of us can remember Barnes and Nobles? A lot of people go to Barnes and Nobles to buy books. Killed it. And that was a journey because you need to analyze what you want to sell, what you want to do. Remember Red came out with stuff. We remember when Ash asked, which product will you want to go to the market? The statistics was there. People said this, I don't know. Maybe if Ash asks us, we'll see. That is something they have sit behind and said, let us listen to the consumers because Mr. Ash will not consume. Mr. Ash love it. But will he consume it? No, you need to gather statistics and data to analyze what you want to put first in the market. People brought their opinion. I don't know. But what I think in my head, like my own opinion, I said online studies. Again, I went to what? Academy, all of that, because online studies. And the second one was video conferencing. I said video conferencing first and online stuff, because this is what we need now in the market. Anything communication will blow the market. Anything education will blow the market.
Yep.
So when we look at the journey, it is something that you collect data and you analyze. We join, like Bob, you rightly said. There are people who joined before us. I think some of them are here. 2018, there was nothing. Virtually nothing. It was just a voice of someone telling you, come, and I will give you this. You will get time and financial freedom. Because unpassing about time and financial freedom. But what we need is about perseverance and patience. That's all we need. Persevere and patience. Ask yourself, you can be a retired person now. You know, there are people who are retired, they are waiting for unpassive. There are people who are still working, but at the end of the day, we still have life. Thank God we are still living. Let's say God give you a lifespan. I know people say you call God. Give you a lifespan of say 70 years and you are 65 years or 80 years. What if you wait and say, God said, yes, you die 80 years. And then they tell you, though you have retired, it will take 5 years for this company to come into play. Will you say, no, I don't want to wait? and then face this challenging of the world, where the economic of the world is going, everything, everybody is confused from east to west, because UK is going, it's really hard everywhere. Everyone is crying. Will you wait for something that will give you financial freedom for 5 years? Or will you say, no, I don't care, I will go and suffer and I die? I will wait, because I know after 5 years, God forbid, I can enjoy for 5 years more. Because even the Bible said they will give you the joy that your later years, will not even remember your later years. You can enjoy for a year and it will square out all the years that you have suffered. So sometimes we are clouded with our own ideas, but we don't see what is coming ahead. You know, we move the transition 4 years. 4 years is just nothing, because I can't even believe that I've been more than 4 years in Unpassive. 4.5 years in Unpassive. I can't even imagine. To tell you what the scripture said, it said a day is like 1,000 years and 1,000 years like a day. You know, we have just waited and it's just going and going and going. But what is happening? Do you think Unpassive is waiting? No, Unpassive is building. We started with nothing, and I joined in when there was old founder and Unpassive side with nothing. With the architecture and stuff. We started seeing products. We move on to old founders. Everybody thought that this is it. I said, no, we are still moving. There was the minimum value product. We moved from minimum value products to what we saw, the Burj Khalifa and stuff like that. We saw everything, the beauty. We move now to what? Transition to the marketplace, which is Unpassive ecosystem. Yes, as you said, there are hiccups. Every company has hiccups. Can we remember when Facebook and WhatsApp shut down? To tell you that we are just humans. All those people who are building the software, they are humans. Shut down. They lost how much? We had about 15 billion US dollars for 1 day, 24 hours. Everybody run to Telegram. Can we remember when all the other side crashed? We had the biggest IT shutdown from Canada. This was last week. Canada, USA, people cannot fly. You know, we remember all of that. Banks, hospital in UK, they said before you go to the hospital, you must call, because everything was manually. All the IT system shut down. To tell you that things like this can happen. Unpassive will not be different. Things happen, but this will test our resolve. Are you ready to wait? Because they can fix it. Ash told us the problem is there. They already understand what is happening, and thank God that they know the diagnosis and they can repair it. So why are we shaking? We are already there. We've crossed River Jordan. You're about to land on shore, and you said you want to swim back. If you swim back, you'll drown, because you already waste the energy. Your energy is already gone. You swim back, it means you're going back. There is no turning back. For those who are still, don't be anxious. Anxiety can kill you. Just move on. Allow everything, because we've come through nothing to something. And like Bob said, and Ash have told us, I wrote it down. He said the best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. It's like they've saved the best wine for the last. And when it will happen, it will blow our mind. Mike Ellis said it, and we cannot say it anymore. We have already gone through this process, and the process will still continue, whether we like it or not. The beginning is coming. All what we've been saying is joke. The beginning is coming, and this will still continue and continue until we die and leave it. IBM has been 75 years, going to 80 years. They are still there. Let us remember that it will happen, but we will leave the best for generation to come. What we will see will just be the beginning, but the best will be for generation to come. And I'll leave it there, my brother.
Oh, Collins. Well said, my brother. Thank you. To be fair to Mike Ellis, I will bring him back again after, because I know I did not steer him in the right direction, maybe. So, brother Mike, I'm going to call you back again to just give us a perspective of your journey, to hear from you, because I think you are one of those pioneer people that we really want to hear how the journey has been for you. So just hang in there. I'm going to call you back. In the meantime, I think I see Jean. Jean loves to smile at me. So that smile is just infectious. So I can lock eyes with you and see you. So I'm going to call you down to come and
Oh,
give
I'm
us
never
your
going to stop
perspectives.
smiling then. Oh, thank you so much, Bob. It's so
Yeah.
great to be here. Thank you, Marcia and Andy, everybody from Heroes, Collins, Mike. That was awesome. If I think about on passive as a journey, right? It is that, as Colin said, that we're always going to be developing more and more and more as we move forward. And Bob, you had said that there are going to be ups and downs on that journey, and that's just part of it. But when Mike said nothing changes if nothing changes, and so like if you think about that from an individual perspective, that if I want to lose weight, nothing will change unless I change what I consume. I change what I do active wise. You know what I mean? It's going to take change for me to change. That's individual. And then from a company perspective, it's going to have to do things disruptively in order to create something new that's going to change the world, right? So we have to expect that there are going to be those that resistance, those ups and downs, those trials. But when I think back on last week when Ash was talking about this, and you could feel the tension, you could feel that wave of resistance coming at him, and our compassion is coming out, and we're feeling for this man that we love. But he said, "I like the heat."
Yeah.
And I love that. I'm
He said, bring
like,
it on.
this
He
is
said, bring
this
it
is
on.
the
Yeah.
man. This is the man. He's saying, bring it. So we never, ever, ever have to be worried about this company. We never have to have anxiety. We never have to be concerned because he likes the heat. He knows it's coming. It has to come because if we're not feeling that heat, if we're not feeling that resistance, it means we're not doing anything. We're not changing anything. So nothing changes if nothing changes. So that just gave me so much encouragement to know that at the helm we have somebody that is not only has the genius to create something unique and transformative for humanity, but he welcomes the challenge. He likes it. He thrives on it. He looks for it. And so it makes me, I never needed the encouragement or the confidence because I just, when right? I don't need to be consoled or, if we're in a point that might appear to be quieter than normal when massive things are happening in the background. So I was never needing to be comforted. But when I hear him say something like that, it just stokes my fire. It just says we're set. We're golden and we never have to worry. This journey is going to go and go and go. And everything that comes up along the path, along the journey, every stone, every rock, every crack in the road, we'll meet it. We'll build a bridge over it. We will be able to do this. And that's all I wanted to say because it just really fired me up when he said that last week. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jean. Thank you so much. Indeed. It's like a never-ending stream, That's the journey. It's going to go for decades and decades and centuries and centuries. Unpassive is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. Bring it on, he says. He said, bring it on, bring it on. We have what it takes. So that is some confidence that we should rest with, So I'm just going to call on I think I see you, but let me call on Brother Madi real quick. I know he would have something pertinent to add to us to understand this journey. He's been here, I think, very close to the beginning. So, Brother Madi, if you can hear me, please come on down and put this
Yeah,
journey in.
perfect timing. The house is empty, so I
Yes.
don't get that much. Yeah, I was thinking about, the journey and how people look at it, but really, okay, we know the journey it's a passage between a start and an end. It's a certain period of time. And without the journey of Unpassive, we're not going to get to the point where we're living the life that we could only dream of.
Basically trying to
right? But if you look at the journey of Unpassive, there's very unique things. One is the destination. Ash has a destination, but we can make that destination, we can modify the destination personally. How do you do that? You take somebody that never would get on camera, never talk, never do anything, and turn into Marcienne. Now, has she influenced other people? You're darn right. Have the OTech pros come on and changed the dynamic of Unpassive? Yes. Why? They wanted to become part of the journey. This is what happened in Unpassive for many, many hundreds, if not thousands of people. Everybody here, Minnow, I mean, and even people that think, oh, I'm not this, I'm not that. It doesn't matter. You are you, and you matter. And everybody here, believe it or not, in the journey now and wherever the journey, I don't think the journey ever ends, but there'll be a day soon that we're going to start living the life of our dreams. If you look at the journey like a brick, we could stack bricks and make a cabin, but a cabin isn't going to sustain all of us to live the life we want. So we all take that brick. We're all grabbing the brick, and we're going to build a mansion. And it's going to be a massive mansion where everybody gets to live the life they only dreamt of. And if the journey was short and it was easy, that's exactly what you would get. You would get a company that was short, easy, and would be dead in a few years. But when you're part of the journey, and that's the thing where people need to get the concept. Ash is running it, but you could be a part of the journey. You could be a room in that mansion. You could be a beautiful dining room. You could be whatever you want to be in that mansion that he's building called Unpassive. Don't sit back and worry about, well, he's a door and he's a chair, and it doesn't matter. The mansion will be determined. The look of it, the feel of it is up to us. Ash is putting the land down. He's got the foundation. We get to furnish it. And how you furnish it is be the best you can be. Unpassive does not make anybody here. It does not. Unpassive gave fertile ground so you can grow to be who you should be anyway. That's fact. Anybody that expanded or went beyond themselves and they look back a year ago and say, oh, I've never done that. That's Unpassive, making you feel comfortable enough to be the brick you're supposed to be, to build the room in this mansion that Ash has outlined for us. And I think if everybody uses that thought, where you're part of this journey, stop looking at it as a journey as next door. You're in the journey. You're part of the journey. Grab your brick and build whatever room you want inside that massive, massive castle that he's building. That's all I have.
Amen, Brother Marty. Thank you so much. Yes, indeed. Be part of the journey. Be part of the journey. It helps you be the best version of yourself. I think that's what you are trying to tell us, Brother Marty. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Mino, please come on down, and I'll ask Keith. Keith, if you can hear me, you are next. So I don't see. Okay, Keith is there. Okay, Keith, come on,
Yes.
Keith.
Hey, hello, everybody.
And then Mino is next. Mino, you're after Keith. Sorry, I thought he was gone.
Thank you, Bob. I appreciate being here. I'm just excited. I stay excited because that is what Unpassive brings. Now, I think so far, what I've heard is just really amazing. What Mike said and what you said, Bob, and Gene and Marty, you guys are just so inspirational to me. And I'm someone who never craved being in the front at all. I was never one that was the popular kid. And I grew up with a lot of visions and dreams and aspirations and goals that I wanted to achieve. And as I hear the word change, and as I hear the word journey, I kind of thought about what Ash said about 2 weeks ago. And he said something very important. He said he's taking back the helm. He's taking back control of his vision, and he wants to see Unpassive go the way he sees it. That was powerful. I've been hearing a lot about believing in Ash and trusting Ash. And I think that what makes me go there is because he said if it wasn't for God. I love that. My connection and my faith is in God. And to have a man who's as a kind heart, as a servant heart, he has a belief, do or die. And he believes that his dream will come to fruition and his vision. And then on top of that says God is the one who allowed this to happen. That to me says it all. And, you know, as I heard Hash said, he's taking back the helm. I thought about the fact that Unpassive, I've had some defining moments over the last 6 years, and particularly for me when I started about 3-4 years ago. There have been some defining moments in Unpassive that I thought was powerful, and I'll probably name one or two of them. And I remember before we got to Berks Khalifa, before that partnership took place, he said, we've been working on this for over a year. We didn't know that. That's the kind of man Ash is. And that to me spoke volume, because he's saying, what you may hear today didn't start today. The work began. That was one major thing for me. And also when he had a partnership with Egypt, he said, what you're hearing today was I started a year or two ago. So we know that that is some very important things. Now, what blew my mind, and maybe it has blown some of your minds as well, was when we saw the new O Connect. Because for a while, no, we saw what happened in last year, September, right? We saw that. And of course, some of us had maybe little reservations here. We liked it, we thought it was great. But looking at the other platforms, I was like, okay, it's pretty cool. But when I saw the new O Connect, then Ash went along and say, guess what, guys? I had started a new team. Maybe he has other teams right now that we haven't heard about. So Ash is constantly working. So as Gene would say, I'm someone who don't need that consolation or that comfort and pick me upper. I am self-motivated. I'll give you a joke, y'all. I started making videos. I'm not sure if you see my channel or not. And I never say anything to boast or even to try to market, because I think that Unpassive is one big family. And the more the word gets out to me, the better. But when I started the channel, I was so excited about Unpassive that when I thought I had 100 videos, I had 200 videos. I'm like, wait a minute, that many videos? When I'm saying, wow. So I'm seeing that when you follow this thing and you get excited about Unpassive and you stay engaged, which for me, if it was my channel, you see one word that I always say, Unpassive is about engagement. It's not how smart you are with IT. It's not whether you went to school for training. You can do SEO, you can do lead funnel, you can do email marketing, you can write well, you can't write well. No, it's about engagement. That's the magic word of Unpassive, because it's a done for you. What could be better than that? What could be easier than that? What could be more powerful than that? So the folk in the richest part of the world can say yes, and the folk in the poorest part of the world can say yes. What is more connecting, loving, benevolent than that? That to me is showing God's love, because it's not about having a cloak or having a necktie saying I'm a priest or I'm a pastor or I'm this. The man is showing love. And believe me, at the end of the day, I always hear people say, even when they go on the other side and they may have had a near-death experience, they always say, it was love that I saw. I experienced love. I experienced that it was different. It wasn't about the color or the place or the things, it was about love. And Unpassive, I think, is representing love in the earth. And we need Unpassive now. You see, look at the world, look what's going on in politics, government. There's such confusion. There's such a looking for something. And I think Unpassive is the hope. And we have a core. And I feel happy that I'm a part of this core. I think I am. I hope I am, because I stay engaged. And I tell you, thank you to all you, those of you who I see all the time, whether it's Marty and Chris and Bob and Comfort and Mike Ellis. And I mean, the list goes on. Charles Osong and the O-Tech Pro guys. I mean, it's just phenomenal company. I mean, Manu, I keep saying the wrong name here. she's just fantastic. She's always trying to find a way to elevate you and to promote you and to shine light on you. Now we have Marty and Chris. I mean, it's incredible. What a family, what a team, what a purpose. And I'm glad to be a part of it. Thank you for having me speak. Bob, I thank you, and you all take care. And hopefully I'll get to speak again, but it was fun. Thank you.
Anytime, please. Anytime, please come back. Come back. We are here every Sunday from 2 p.m. So you are always welcome. Thank you so
Bob,
much, Keith.
Hey, Bob, let me say something just very, very quickly.
Sure. Go ahead, Mike.
I have never heard Keith talk before.
Me too. It's my first time.
You are absolutely awesome.
Oh, thank you.
And you need to keep talking. This is what Unpassive needs. You're part of it. You'll become a big part of it. But just keep talking. You're very, very good. Go ahead, Bob.
Thank you, Mike.
Yes, sir. All right, Mino, come on down, please.
Yes, thank you. Yes, Mike, you said something about there are sometimes people in our life that nudge us just to the right direction. The young lady that just had a profound effect on your destiny, or people who laughed at you not being able to read. My story, just one part of it, is that when I signed up for ONPASSIVE, the person, Dr. Bill, who sponsored me, at question number 4, message number 4, he said, Minu, I cannot spoon feed you. You have to participate and learn for yourself. I took that. He took me to the back, and I was embarrassed. I was ashamed. And I was speechless. So I thought about it, and I started listening to Chris in YouTube videos, Marty, going to Robin Live, coming to webinars as often as I could. And yes, that one talk with me, that one word had an epiphany in me. So we do appreciate that. You mentioned one of the best things that we can do is try to, one day at a time, be the best you can do on that one day. Start with that one day. And so then you said read material that applies to your self-development. And previously you mentioned develop competency and learn about Unpassive so you can speak meaningfully and in a simple way with simple concepts. So, and then Ash said always, try to be the best shape you can be. Colin says perseverance, patience, and understanding the process and appreciating, enjoying the journey. That all goes along with Marty said. Marty said, be the best dining room in this mansion that Ash is developing. This journey is unique and irreplaceable, that's for sure. It's one of a kind experience that we are blessed to be part of it. A moment in time that will never happen again. The opportunity we have today to make a difference, to uplift each other, and to create a bigger, brighter environment is all an unparalleled effort. Being part of Unpassive means being part of something that will leave an indelible mark in our heart and in our mind and in our souls. Let's cherish every step and hang in there. The best is yet to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Mino. Thank you indeed. Brother Mike, let me give you, I know you came in earlier, but you were in a different direction. I just give you a moment to tell us how you see this journey of a lifetime that we have embarked on. Mike Ellis.
Okay. You came back to me quicker than I thought you would, Bob, but that's okay. Yeah. You know, we're talking about the journey of Unpassive, and everybody here has done a great job of explaining what that journey looks like. And when I think about Unpassive and I think about the journey, if you think about any journey, it doesn't really matter what it is, whether it's being in love, whether it's business, whether it's starting a business, whether it's athletics, it doesn't matter. When you enter into a journey, the beginning is always very, very special. You're excited, you're enthused, you look forward to the day, you want to wake up, you want to do what you need to do. And then as the journey goes, there are always difficulties. There are. And you might come in and go, man, this is a little harder than I thought it was going to be. And as the journey goes by, and all of a sudden you get to the end of the journey and you meet your goals, the things that you thought were going to happen. And then there's kind of a letdown. And I don't know if people understand this, but when you're looking at a journey, the real joy, the real happiness in the journey is the process. It's going through it, even if you don't realize it. And here's what's so unique about the journey of Unpassive. We are all going to get to that place where the finances start to flow. And when we get there, there's going to be a great joy and maybe a little bit of a letdown because, okay, what do I do now? And that's really the uniqueness of Mr. Mufara. That's his genius. It's what he does. It is his vision. And we always look at Mr. Mufara, and the vision really is very, very small. But to Mr. Mufara, it's so much more than that. And as we go from A to B. That's not the end of the journey, guys. That's just the beginning. We think about 5-6 years ago of the beginning of the journey of Unpassive. Well, it kind of was, but there's beginning after beginning after beginning after beginning, and each beginning is a new chapter in your journey, and it gets better and better and better. And when you start to understand that it's the process, it's going through the journey that the real joy and happiness is, all of a sudden you're going to get through phase one, and you're going to go, oh, this is cool. Where are we going next? And the enthusiasm, the excitement, the joy that's there is going to continue, I believe, for a very, very long time. I hope generational. That's Mr. Mufara's vision. That is the journey of Unpassive. Enjoy where we're at right now, because you're going to realize as we get to phase two, phase one was really, really good. It was the best when we were in the middle of it, when we were in the battle, when we were in the fight. That was the best part of it. And now we get to go into phase two. That's even going to be better. So when we start to think about the journey, it's not even close to being over, and the process will continue. And you're going to find real joy in what Mr. Mufara has put in front of us and what it's going to do for you. And in the end, that's what's important. What is it going to do for you? It's going to do some pretty amazing things. Go ahead, Bob.
Yes, Mike, thank you. And like you always say, what's your bottom line, right? That's what it's going to do for you. Thank you, Mike. I'm going to call on Lady Marcian. Lady Marcian, please give me your thoughts on what the journey is. And I'm preparing Ivy mix. I think we need some Ivy mix after Marcian, and then I'll see Mr. Berks. I cannot see Mr. Berks. I can see his image. So that's the order we're going to go. So Marcian, please come on down.
Thank you so much, Uncle Bob. Thank you, Mike, and all the previous speakers. What a journey that we are in. This is so amazing. I love this journey. And you know why I love it? Because it's something that I never knew that I was going to be part of it. And like Maddie and other people said, when you are in the journey, it means you are going somewhere, and that's your story. So tomorrow, when this thing is going where it's taking us, what are you going to tell the people? That's the best part of it. And I think this time that we are in is preparing us for what we are going to tell the people or tell our great-grandchildren or children or friends around that I was there. And I will be proud to tell the people I was there. The day he started, the struggle we went through together, all the laughing and the crying and the pumping behind each other's shoulder, I was there. But for me to tell that story, what did I have to do? I have to be engaged. I have to be in, because if you are not in, you will not know how beautiful the journey is. I have to make sure that I have a great place to sit on the table. When people are coming, I will have a position to tell my story. That's why I am here. That's why I am in. And not only to tell my story, I'm going to take from other people's story, and I will go add it on what I had and make it a beautiful journey. This is the journey of ONPASSIVE. This is my story. This is my journey with ONPASSIVE. It's so great for everybody. Like I said today, if you are waiting for money, the money is there, but are you prepared to carry the money with you? What are you doing with the money when the times come? I will come in knowing that that money is somewhere sitting. Are you prepared to take the direction of where you are going to have the money? Because you can sit inside and they take all the money and you are sitting in the corner still waiting for the money while the money is already in your pocket. Because you are not involved in the journey. You did not know when there was time to say go. You were still sleeping. Wake up, my people. Open your eye. Get involved in this journey. Make sure that you know all the corner of the kitchen, where the spoon and the plate are going to be. So when the time comes, you will dish your plate on your own way, the way you want to eat it. If you want to eat it and keep something else, you do it. Nobody will dish your plate for you. But if you don't, if you are not involved, you know what is going to happen? They will be dishing it, and by the time you get there, you will have something. Do you want to have the leftover? I don't think so. I don't want to have the leftover. I want to be the one dishing the place for people. And that's why we are calling on everybody to come, so you will be able to have your own journey, your own story, and your own plate on the table that you will dish for yourself. This is what ONPASSIVE is all about. We don't have to doubt about this ONPASSIVE journey. We trusted one person. We trusted that person that brought us in. We trusted our CEO. From his word, only mouth, only a tape from other people, or what we listen from what people were saying, brought us where we are today. What are we still doubting? Why not just sit down and enjoy this journey? Because no matter what we are doing, ONPASSIVE is going to be where ONPASSIVE is going to be. Take advice that Mike said today, and I'm going to take it. I'm going to be reading. I was not reading much, but reading is something that you will have a lot of knowledge. That's part of what ONPASSIVE is all about. Not only teaching us to make money, but also to make money and be wise as a long way. Being intelligent, knowing where you are going. Remember, life is not all about money. If it was money, not of all has nothing, and we're getting up every single day, we are still alive. When you remember that, it's not about money, it's about the love and the care that is around you, you will be fine. And I believe that we are going to be fine. So focus on your journey and let us continue. Thank you.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You are fine. Stay focused. And I agree. I agree with you and Uncle Mike Ellis. Read, read, read. If you want to stay young, just read. Reading keeps the mind young. Let's hear some Ivy mix, please. Ivy?
Yeah. I just want to say hello and thank you for the great webinar that we're having. And I really, really like this topic that we have today, because it is taking my mind back to where we started from, and also just to highlight some ways that people have been talking about engagement and all that. And I just want to say, once again, just raise that hand up. Just put a comment. The great people in ONPASSIVE that were chosen was because of comments in the chat, was because they wanted to say something. I found about Gina Oliva in the chat. I found about Mino. I remember one night we used to be on nights on a program. I've forgotten what it was. She would always give the count of the number of people. I always saw her name. I would see Marcian. So those things would bring you. That's how I was not part of anything. I would just give a comment in the chat. then somebody invited me to speak. So Engineer Mike, I think most of the people he had invited on his shows were people who commented on the chat. So that's how you come to the forward, and that's how it shows you engaged, because you have to be part of this company. That is the journey. So many of us, our journey was from those. Show yourself, at times coming to the camera is hard, but once in a while, just show yourself, put your hand up, talk about the topic that is being spoken of. So just going back to the journey, I just wanted to talk about the owner of FedEx. The owner of FedEx, I was trying to share just the logo. He was one time, that wasn't the name of the company. And then people wanted him to change the name of the company. And then he said, Mr. Frederick, one of the greatest, we all know FedEx is a billion-dollar company. He said he wasn't going to change the logo or the name of the company because of one reason. And I don't know if you can see my, oh God, my phone, you can see the X.
Yeah,
If you
I've
look
tried
at
to
the
share.
X,
I've tried to share it. I couldn't. So, but that's great.
okay, you can see the arrow in between the X. Can you see the arrow? Can you see the arrow in between the X?
Yes.
He said he wasn't changing the name of the company because of that arrow. So from that time, anytime I see the FedEx truck, I'm looking for the arrow. Talking about a journey, we're talking about an arrow. Somebody showing you where you're going. You want to be rich. Do you know how? There's an arrow. You're going on a journey. Do you know the name of where you're going to? Let's say like Mr. Bob Takusi said, he's going to Maryland, but he has to go through one place to another place. You might be on a road journey from Colorado to New York. It is Colorado to New York, but when you get to the highway, you see the big billboard. It will show you you've reached Wyoming. It will show you you've reached all the states you've reached, but it will still show you that this is the way to New York. Are you going to be distracted? Are you going to follow? Are you getting me? Are you going to follow that New York sign? Are you going to go to New York? Are you going to branch off to Atlanta and say, we are on the journey? The journey has reached Atlanta, or it has reached Tennessee. We still have to go through Georgia. We still have to get all the way to New York. So that sign, that arrow is very important. And when I saw that sign, I started looking for the arrow in ash. I said, that A, I'll turn it to an arrow. That A in ash, I'll turn it into my arrow. That A in Mufare, I'll turn it into my arrow. I started writing his name on my own. When I write ash, I'll put the arrow. I said, he's going to show me where I'm going. He's going to show me how to get to the life I want to live, that I want to help others. We'll be saying, no, I want to help others. How are you going to help others? Somebody has to show you how. And he has said he is including us in this journey. He's our big arrow. He's our big arrow. He's called us his friend. He's called us his brother. That is what we should be paying attention to. We are paying attention. No, we are not going to deviate. Let us never, never, never deviate. This thing is going to work. Look at all of us here. We are too much force and power to let this thing fail. It's going to fail. It's not going to fail. The heart of all the people here is powerful. Powerful people, powerful. Look at Mr. Mike Ellis, wisdom. Look at Maggie, his faithfulness. All of these great people, do you think they are going to be wasting their time? No, it's too much force. The energy is intense. It's not going to fail. And that is what we did this week when Ash came on. Though he didn't need it, we generated that power. That we are with you because we know you will never fail. So this is very, very important, where there are times we need people to show you how. No, we are strengthening you. At times when you find the way to go to New York, what do? You show others too. You tell everybody, don't stop here. Don't go here. Just pay attention. That's what Heroes and all these webinars are doing. So when we say come on them, it's because we want you to be more than empowered. We want you to enjoy the journey. You have to enjoy this journey. And when Colin said we should wait, waiting is an action. When a woman is pregnant, you take seed the first month, you're going to wait till 9 months. What do? You eat well, you drink well, you exercise if you can, you go for checkups, you do everything. Mike Ellis says we should read. Are you getting me? We are waiting in power. You're not waiting as a defeated person. You're waiting in power. This thing is going to work. I have great friends. They are talking about this on passive. Great people that I want to emulate. Are you getting me? There's no place for weakness. And the thing about on passive is we are going to carry everybody along. But what did he say? Nobody will be left behind. You cannot come to these forums and miss the train. No, you would get on it because there's too much power. There's too much love. There's friendship. There's solidarity. There's a power of, if I don't know where I'm going, all these other people say they're going to New York. I'll join them. And then look at the journey. Look at the sign. The sign of New York doesn't change. When I checked last week, it's still New York. When I checked Ash Mufara, he's still Ash Mufara. He has not changed. Look at that sign. He's changing. He's so consistent, always there. He has never changed. Why do you look elsewhere? Just be empowered. Come in love, come in friendship. If you don't know something, you can ask anybody. Are you getting me? And then show that hand, show that face. I always come on all the webinars. I was telling Mino, I always like to show my face on the camera. Not because I'm beautiful, I know. No, it's to be part of it. When I'm here, it's like I'm in your living room. Yeah. You know, so it's a habit that I had to cultivate. I wasn't like that. I think for about 5 years, nobody knew I was in this on passive. I came to the forward because I used to write, like if I'm hearing something I like on the webinars, then I'll pass a comment. That's how it's like, oh, Ivy, can you come and speak? Ivy, can you come and speak? I didn't even know I could speak. So we're just telling everybody we love you and we love all our great leaders and all our friends. And I just want to say, together with Mike Ellis, we think Colorado is the most beautiful city and we have our sign up and all of you are invited here. Thank you.
All right. See, can we all clap for Ivy, please? That's why we call her Ivy Mix. I just say I want me some Ivy Mix, man. Thank you so much, Ivy. Thank you. And now Mr. Berks, my friend from the great United Kingdom. And after Mr. Berks will be my brother Vincent. So Vincent, you are next in line. And then, of course, we'll go to Engineer Mike and Sesh. So, Mr. Berks.
Thank you, Bob, for putting me after all these esteemed people, because they've kind of said quite a lot today. So now I want to talk. I always want to talk. The thing I want to kind of mention is the tenacity and drive that our esteemed leader has. 99.9% of people, with the outside influences that Mr. Ash has had, desperately trying to close us down and desperately trying to make sure it doesn't work, and the tenacity and drive that this man has to keep going, and to keep going when he's not worried about the money. I've never in my life come across an individual that's like that. You know, I've met many CEOs, managing directors, presidents, vice presidents in my time, and most of them seemed focused on making money, making money, making money. It's not about your workers. It's not about, you know, even being nice to most of them, which is a little bit of a shame. But when you come across a gentleman like Ash, it's a different situation entirely. And this, I think, for me, is certainly why I would follow him to the ends of the earth. It's the man inspires me, excites me with what he's doing. But I wanted to talk. I know this is it's not a negative thing. This is a positive thing. But I want to talk about regret. We all have done things or haven't done things that we regret, like Mike's young lady. Believe me, Mike, I've been there as well on several occasions. And growing up, I was an extremely, I mean, painfully shy kid. I know you wouldn't believe that now, but that's fine. I forced myself to change over the years and become a loudmouth, and it worked. But we all done things or haven't done things that we regret. For me, it was having an opportunity to go to the Kariba and the Cabora Bassa and see Vic Falls when I was living in South Africa. Never took it. Now I've made sure that everywhere else I've ever been around the globe that I've taken advantage. And I don't think anyone here will regret what we've done and what we've become part of. And I feel sorry for those that will have that regret, that haven't joined us on this journey, because they've missed a large part of what's actually going on. Yes, they may come in at a future, but it will never be the same for those people that it has been for us. We've become a family. You know, there is no way on this earth that Gifty Giggles would have met someone like me, a loudmouth like me. So, and this is family. This is brilliant. I love it. But I love the tenacity. I love the drive, and I don't regret a thing. I've enjoyed the journey, and I'm so excited by the future. Everyone else should be as well. Thanks, Bob.
Thank you, my brother Andy. Thank you so much. Then we'll go next. We'll go to my brother Vincent, and then we'll have Engineer Mike. Sesh has closed his camera, and we also have Mayen from the UK. So that's the order. Vincent, you have the floor.
Thank you, Bob. So hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Hello to all people who are also listening to us. So also thanks to all the speakers. Well, the great speakers today. So they said a lot. Thank you all for this great motivation and for your great speakers as well, because today it was another dimension. So thank you all the speakers as well. So today I'm not going to talk a lot, but my message today is to have a little bit patience. The patience today is have a little bit patience to all of us. So I know that most of all of you, all the speakers, what they said, the bottom line of everything is the patience. So this is what we need in this great journey. So there's patience, because everything we do in our life is patience. When you talking to your children, sometimes when they are teenagers, the way they behave, you have to get a little bit patient to talk to them. Otherwise, you mess up everything. So it's the same thing when you're at work with your colleagues, it's patience. So we need to have a little bit patient with Mr. Ash, because the direction Mr. Ash is going to take us is taking us to is bigger than what we think. It's bigger even than us. So all this great thing, the bottom line of this great thing, all this Mr. Ash is preparing for us is the patience, because we don't know exactly what he's doing. So only thing we need is to believe and trust. So this is the journey that Mr. Ash is putting us to. And then it keep in a constant, I think one of the speakers said today, is constant of what he's doing. And then he knows what he's doing. So only thing we need, all two of us come together, pray for him, pray for wisdom, pray for knowledge, so that the man is a great leader, and then he can lead us to the end where we are expecting and where we are hoping for him to do for us. So he's doing the job. So only thing we need is our prayer. And then always our patience. We need to be patient. Every single thing we do in our daily life is patience. If you go to town, someone provoke you, it's not all the provocation you listen, you have to be patient. Even when you have to make a decision as a great leader, always be patient, because if you rush a decision, you might have a wrong decision. If you're talking to someone and then you rush, you always be patient in life. So the patient is the bottom line of our life, our daily life, even our professional life, everything is to be patient. So what I'm asking today, I don't want to be too long, is to have a little bit patient for what Mr. Ash, this great man, is doing for us. Because I believe, and then I trust, and then I know what he's doing is great. And then what is coming is greater than us. And then what is coming is a big hope. It's going to change our life. It's going to change the way we do, the way we live, the way we talk to people. Mr. Ash is going to change everything. And then because of this great company, we are all here, and then we are all friends. So it's even greater than the money we are expecting, because be around with people, be friend everywhere, be with other people in the world. Everywhere we can see people from, we are all connected. It's like the world is like one big village. We are interconnected. So this is a great thing that you have done. It's putting us together. So it's keep continuing, and then keep having this word. He said also, this word also struck me, unpassive is here to stay. But when he says here to stay, what we need for him is a little bit patient. So I pray to God for him to give him the wisdom and then the knowledge to continue the journey that he has started, so that it will deliver the great job for us. We will all be happy, and then we'll be sitting and enjoying also our life. So what we are expecting for him to do. Thank you, guys. This is my word today.
Thank you, my brother Vincent. Thank you so much. Then we swing to Canada, where Engineer Mike is. Engineer Mike, please give us
Hey, Uncle Bob, I'm fired up.
synopsis of your journey. Yeah.
I'm fired up. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, great speakers. I mean, it's an awesome webinar. Great information, big bro Mike. Wow. And Maddie. Wow. Vincent, all of you people. Mama, see, I mean, when I joined ONPASSIVE, my small journey, I was in the verge of just going out, before I met Dr. Benny as a friend. She took me to all winners. I will always say this because that is where my roots are. That is when I started understanding this journey. That is when I started understanding the concept and the business model of ONPASSIVE. I found great pleasure. I have two phrases that I go with. The first one is that discover your own self and you will make a difference. Discover your own self and you will make a difference. Then I move over, I bring another one and say, let's rebuild our communities together. Everything that is coming in ONPASSIVE is getting me very excited because I am seeing the future of what is coming. Now, when our founder comes here and he tells us, reassuring us, ONPASSIVE is here, it's not going anywhere. Come together, let's join our hands together and build these things together. Come together. He said humanitarian help is coming. Do you go to the world? Just go Google, go to news stations, you will see what is happening, the plague. So if somebody is reassuring you that humanitarian help is coming, what does that mean? A lot. I'll leave that to you. Now, but if you remember, as good as this man is, we have used O-Connect almost a year for just the activation fee that we paid. Other companies, day one, as they launch their product, you can have it without paying, and you will pay and pay and pay every month. He told us in the beginning, I used to get the best of the presentations from Uncle Bob Takusi here. He gave it to us, and I put that in my mind. That is what developed my career. I can say it, my journey in ONPASSIVE today. It's what he gave me. He said, our CEO said, listen, let's do these things together. and you will come out of your pocket 2 times. And that is exactly what, so he has been consistent, like everybody has said it, that consistency is that word. He has been consistent all through. Can you imagine? But let me throw this out to us here. Now that all this is happening, he is coming, he's revisiting everything that in the ecosystem, restructuring everything, his business and everything, which we are solidly behind him. What does he need? We, as the founders, what do we have to do? Rally behind him, listen to him, because there is nothing out there. Before we say, if you don't see anything in the ecosystem, it is not existing. But now, because we don't have it, they are preparing it. A lot of other things are throwing out there. Uncle Bob said it in his opening speech. Do not listen to those things. Don't read them. It doesn't ever make no sense to me. I will not read them. I will not go. So this time, us founders, let's go back to our, we were on Saturday with OTech Pros last Saturday. Colin said it. Let's go back to our emails. Let's check our emails, our accounts, those alternative email addresses, the ones that are on Gmail, the ones that are on ProtonMail, the ones that are on Yahoo, the ones that are on gmx.ge, all of them. Let's go there, check those email addresses, because Collins explained something very important to us. Let's take it serious. If you don't go to check them, they will close those accounts because you are occupying their space for nothing. They'll close it down. So we founders, are we ready for this journey? Are we ready to receive what our CEO has for us? That's my take, Uncle Bob.
Thank you as always, Jeremiah. Thank you so much. I will have Serge from Germany. Serge is going to come in, and then Mayen is going to come in. I see Sister Gifty. Gifty, you'll be next, and then Mark Olsen. If you would love to speak. So I'm just calling those who with their cameras open, because I assume that you want to participate. And then there's Fumi from Nigeria, and then we'll wrap it up because we're almost at the top of the hour. So Serge, over to you.
Okay. My name is Serge. I'm in Germany, and I'm not going to talk a lot because because of my English, I speak German language and French, but I want to say something very, very important. It's for me, ONPASSIVE cannot fail. ONPASSIVE cannot fail. Why? Because there are a lot of companies in this world, and every company wants to make money. That's why some people are very, very, very rich. Billion. They have billion on the account. But ONPASSIVE is different. ONPASSIVE include people, a lot of kind of people. ONPASSIVE want to help. Other company want to make money, but ONPASSIVE want to help people, and many kind of people, sick people, mothers, yes, many people, poor people, sick people, small people, big people, and pastors. So all these people are praying now. I pray every day for ONPASSIVE. For a month, I was very, I can say I was disappointed. I was very discouraged about ONPASSIVE. And I was thinking, I said to myself, why always this extension? And I heard a voice in my heart. And this voice told me, instead of criticize Mr. Ash, you have to pray for him. I say, okay. And since this time, I pray for him. And I know many people, pastors, group of prayer group who every day they pray for ONPASSIVE. I myself, I will do with this money. I will do many projects. Every time I talk with Mike, engineer Mike, about this project, and we want to do many things for many people. And these people are praying now. Behind me, for example, there are a lot of people who crying every day. Who so ONPASSIVE is a big hope for many people. So for me, ONPASSIVE cannot fail. I give an account to a pastor in Burkina Faso, and he said to me every day, my brother Serge, every day I'm go on my knees and I pray. So for me, it is impossible that ONPASSIVE fails. I trust Mr. Ash, and I trust every people, Marcien and Otesh Pro, and so we pray every day. In my group, we pray every day. So for me, ONPASSIVE cannot fail. So that is what I want to say today. Thank you.
Yes, indeed, Serge. Yes, ONPASSIVE cannot fail. It will not fail. It cannot fail. Yes, if that's the most, just keep it in prayers. Keep Mr. Ash in prayers. All our engineers, the experts, and everybody working for ONPASSIVE. Just keep them in prayers. They are on the right track. They have the target is on their side. They are going for it, and they will get it. The beautiful Miss Mayen from the United Kingdom, please come on down.
Hello, thank you so much, bro. Bob. Thank you for inviting me here.
Sure.
Oh my God, what can I say again? Oh, I've heard it all. I've truly heard it all. It's amazing. I just want to say thank you, everybody, for the spirit, because that is what is required, and that is what ONPASSIVE has taught us. Thank you, everyone. It's so good to know that we are in a very good race. And the race is on, just like the train in Dubai. The train is moving, and we are on it. Just my sister Ivy said she has a pointer in the name of Ash, and then she puts the arrow there, and that's where the direction goes, and that's precisely what I do as well. So I want to say, I'm not going to talk much because generally I'm not really gifted to talking so much, but I just want to say that we are in the right track. We are in the right business as well. The good thing Ash is doing, it's very glaring. So it takes only a great heart and a wonderful heart to appreciate what he's doing. I am one of those that appreciates him so greatly. And I'm very happy what he's doing is all for the benefit of humanity. Thank you very much, Brother Bob, for inviting me. And I'm really happy. And I say thank you to everyone that is here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mian. Thank you so much. Good to see you again. We go to Gifty. Gifty, tell us the journey of a lifetime for you as you see it.
Yeah, thank you, Brother Bob. Thank you. Actually, I joined ONPASSIVE since 2020, and I've been following and I've been part of it. As our brother Mike said, whatever our CEO said remains the same. Nothing has changed. We have to do our part. We have to remain focused, because it is not an easy task. If it were to be an easy task, I think everybody would have done it. But this is not an easy task. So what we have to do is to pray Last time he said, unpassive is here to stay. Nobody can stop unpassive except God. So if you are following someone who believes and trusts in God and knows what he's doing, you have to just sit back and relax. All you have to do is to pray that everything will be successful. I have stopped receiving calls because if you call me and you are going to ask me or talk to me about negativity, I will not, I will give ears to you. So simple and short, I will not pick your call. Not that I'm ignoring them or whatsoever, but I believe in unpassive 100%. So if you are in, you have to be in fully 100%. And trust the process that it is not easy, but we will surely get there because Mr. Ash is always confirming his word. So we will surely get there. All that we have to do is to remain focused because unpassive is here to stay. It is not going anywhere. As our sister said, a woman will be pregnant 1 month, 2 months, until the 9th month. Even some past the 9th month, 11, 10, 12 months before they give birth. So we have to trust the process and have faith in our business. That is why we are here. We are enjoying some products we don't know their beginning. We know some, we don't know some. This is our beginning. So we have to trust the process and enjoy the process and be rest assured that unpassive is truly here to stay. We have to remain focused because we are fine in unpassive. God bless you. I'm done.
I knew you were going to throw that in. Thank you so much, my sister Gifty. The one who always gives. All right. Yes. So we come back to the United States. I see Mr. Mark Olson. Mark, are you willing to make a contribution on your journey as you see it, your unpassive journey?
Oh,
The floor is
definitely,
yours.
definitely. Sorry I was late. I didn't come in till Mike was just finishing up. But it doesn't, my philosophy is I'm never late until, the very end. Never fails whenever I come on a webinar or just walking through life, I've got a higher power that, man, he guides me as long as I stay connected. My journey here was as I was a truck driver, and Kevin's a good friend of mine, and he's like, "Yeah, Mark, I got check this out while you're out on the road." So I started watching some of Ash's, videos, and then I joined. $97. I used to, back in the day, I used to spend more than $97 in one night, so that's just how I got into it, and the journey, and that I work another program that this really coincides with, and one of our sayings is it's a journey, not the destination.
Exactly.
Because if I'm concentrating on the journey, I'm seeing way more. I paid $97 in 2020, and look at this. I've got my contacts. My contacts have more than doubled, if that tells you anything. More than tripled. We've got the access to. I can't wait for us to get going in this, and we start exchanging our information with each other, our contact. What other company can you come into and have 1 million friends? Right off the bat. I look back, okay, say Walmart. Okay. Walmart didn't open their first store until they had products put on the shelves. And that's really what Ash is doing. He's building like has been said, he's building a digital supermarket. He's building that to watch the stores get built. You know, he comes and shares a little bit of this, and you can see the excitement in his eyes because he's got more products he wants to show us, you know, and it's the journey. It's the journey, you know. So here it is 2 years later, you know, and man, I watch at least, I never used to get on the computer, play a couple games, you know. And then I got leukemia, and that brought me out of a truck, put me at home right in front of a computer. Is that a power greater than me working in my life? Right when I needed to, you know, learn about a new way of life. How am I going to survive in my, you know, how are my kids going to survive? They're going, my grandkids, this is going to be the platform they use for, I mean, it's just that's the way it's going to be. My oldest granddaughter's 16, you know, 5 years, all of our products, one sign on. Yep. You know, once that's what attracted me. One sign on. And my brain is so it's hard to remember all the passwords. You know, I can sign on and there's my ecosystem. Wow. If that doesn't excite you, I don't know what's going to. I think you need to watch some more of Mike's webinars. He'll excite you. You know, he'll excite you. At least it excites me, along with all the rest of you guys. I mean, I love coming. I love, look at this. I know people from Canada and US and, you know, Germany and UK. I never knew them before. You guys have given me a new way to look at life, a new excitement, You know, I can't wait to come back live and start sharing it, and see the light bulbs going off above people's heads. Oh yeah, hey, this is cool. This is cool. This is cool. Wow, did you see this? Wow. That's what we're going to be like. You know, so if you're not excited at that, keep coming back. You'll get excited. That's all I got.
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you, Mark. The one thing we'll take is what he said. He said it's a digital supermarket. So just put that in context. Digital supermarket, a place where you go and you find every supermarket where you go and find everything that you want. But digital, that's what ONPASSIVE is. Thank you so much, Mark. And now we'll go to who was next? I'm trying to look at the list. Some people have closed their cameras, so I'm not sure.
I think you covered everybody.
We've covered everybody. Oh, there was
covered everybody.
Oh no, there's Fumi Osato. She'll be the last, and then we'll just wrap up and call it a day. Fumi Osato. I can see you. I can see you open. Can you hear me, Fumi? She doesn't seem like. All right, so well,
does not have a mic on, you know, with this, a lot of people doesn't have their mic. Just like some people doesn't have the round height. So she must be, but she doesn't have a mic.
But what I want to say is people have 1 or 2 questions, they can trade and we answer it and then close it, please.
Yes, if there's
any, so if they have any question, we can just do that. Not feel like 5-10 minutes.
Okay, I didn't know that we're going to take questions. Okay. If there are any questions, just put it in the chat and then we can respond to it quickly. But today was more about just, you know, seeing how our journey has been and just encouraging each other just to let us know all we need. Like my sister Gifty said, we should just stay focused. We are fine. Indeed, we are fine. You know, our founder, Mr. Ash, he's working diligently behind the scenes. There are a lot of things going on that he's taking care of. He's carrying the heavy lifting for us. All he's asking of us is just for us to be patient and just to wait. That's all. Eventually,
I don't see any questions. I don't see any questions in the chat.
Okay, that's fine. I did not expect any either. So I'm going to have two people close us tonight before my final word. I'm going to go to Ivy Mix. Ivy Mix, please. Just one word, sentence, or phrase for us to wrap it up, and then Brother Mike Ellis, something for us to take home with us, and then we'll call it a day. Ivy, let's have some mix, please.
Thank you so much. I just want to say thank you to everybody here. Thank you for all the people who joined on this great meeting today. Next week, and every time, just keep coming back. And remember that Ash has surprises for us. I cannot wait every day. I'm telling you, I tickle myself with that. I said, this man wants to surprise me. He wants to surprise us. So be in that positive trend. He's already said something great is coming. Are you getting me? So every time, just empower yourself that he has a surprise for you. He has a surprise for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Mike?
Yeah, hey, Bob. Go ahead.
Mike, before Mike go, at least like Sister Jocelyn want to say something before Mike will close it.
Okay, Jocelyn, I thought I saw you, but you disappeared again. Okay, go ahead.
I was trying to hide, but it looked like you caught me on right-handed.
Oh, okay.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Jocelyn.
Nice to see you all. Well, I've been listening to everything. I think we have heard a lot, but the only little thing I want to add is unpassive is like you traveling by air. As soon as you get on board and you finally find your seat, the only thing you hear from either the pilot or the air hostess is fasten your seat belt. And then they will also say that if possible, do not lose it until you get to your final destination. So the question is, if you're a founder here, have you fastened your seatbelt yet? If not, then you have to fasten your seatbelt because we are still on air. We haven't landed yet, and very soon we're gonna land. The key word is patience. That's all we need. So have patience and keep on fastening your seatbelt, and then we will get to your final destination very soon. Thank you very much, Brother Bob.
All right, my sister Jocelyn, thank you. Well said. It came in very timely. Thanks for chiming in. Okay, Mr. Ellis, over to you.
Yeah, just a couple of things real quick, Bob. It won't take long at all. Number one, really kudos to all the speakers that are here. You all are really, really good, and I'm always amazed at the talent within ONPASSIVE. But I want to give out two special kudos today. And the first one goes to Gina Leave. You know, when I started thinking about change really, really seriously, it's because I heard Jean, I think it was 2 or 3 days ago, and she talked about the change going on within her life and how people were starting to step back from her. And you lose things. And that happens when you start to go above and beyond who you are and what people think you are. And I can tell you, those people will come back. But for Jean, keep speaking. You bring a clarity to the situation that a lot of people can't do. And you do a really, really good job. So I wanted to do a shout out to Jean. She's just absolutely awesome. And I also want to give a shout out to Ivy. And when Ivy came on and started talking, and she said, you know, I really didn't have a voice before ONPASSIVE. I find that very, very hard to believe, Ivy. Yeah, what you said today, and I know you realize this, it was extremely powerful. And when you talk about the power of ONPASSIVE, it is us. And because of us, 1 million strong, ONPASSIVE cannot fail. So I just wanted to give a special kudos to Ivy and to Jean. You guys do a great job. Don't stop. Keep doing it. But all of you are really, really good at coming in. And the people that did not speak today, there will come a time when you're ready and you'll come on. And I'm sure you're going to be awesome when you actually start putting your voice out there and letting us hear you. That's it, Bob. Just a quick kudo to everybody.
Thank you so much, Mike. Thank you for your consistency throughout each and every one of us, our lifetime here in Unpassive. You've always been there. You are one of the faces of, of assurance and security, and you bend over backwards to explain and let us know things as they are. Thank you so much, brother. And I just want to thank everyone for coming today, all the speakers. We'll see you again next week at the same time, 2 p.m. Eastern time, here on Sunday at the Heroes. At the Heroes, we give you all what we got, we give you our best. So please come on back. Thank you. With that, we'll say see you next week.
Love you all.
Bye,
Love you all.
everybody. Love you. See you
Great
soon.
Bye,
webinar,
everyone.
Bob.
Bye,
Love
everyone.
Thank you, Mike.
Bye,
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, everyone.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Thanks,
everyone.
Bob.
Everyone have a great day.